She's grown up with a consciousness, and I feel proud that she's carrying that legacy and with her intelligence and her power, as well as her beauty and her talent.
Oh, Dad.
It's the truth.
Hi, everybody. I'm Maureen Lee Linker, a digital writer here at Entertainment Weekly, and I'm so excited to welcome you to this very special conversation as part of EW's Awardist Emmy coverage.
Today, we're welcoming a very special duo, father and daughter, who are both Emmy nominated this year.
Ron Cephas Jones, who's nominated for Outstanding Guest Actor Drama Series for his portrayal of William on This Is Us, and this is his fourth nomination. And Jasmine Cephas Jones, who is nominated for Outstanding Actress in a Short Form Comedy or Drama Series for the role of Tayshia in #FreeRayshawn. And this is her first nomination. So welcome, you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you.
First off, I want to start by asking, getting nominated for an Emmy is, I'm sure, thrilling no matter what, but you guys are in pretty rarefied air being a father-daughter team nominated in the same year. So does that just make it extra special for both of you?
100%. I mean, the first time I'm nominated for an Emmy and I get to, share it with my dad, who introduced me to theater at, a very, very young age. It's a very full circle type thing. And, this stuff happens once in a blue moon, once in a lifetime type thing. And it's just really, really special. It's definitely a very, very special moment in time right now.
It's very hard for me not to get choked up when I see my daughter and I together at this point. It's hard to speak from an actor's point of view. I'm a parent looking at my child most of the time, so it's very hard to speak from the heart. I can't find the words, but exactly what Jasmine said, and it's a special, rare, and unique moment that even early on I had visions of.
Well, so This Is Us obviously already has a reputation for requiring a box of tissues while you watch. And then we bring in #FreeRayshawn into the conversation, which is also very dramatic and tense. So I have to ask, did you guys make like a father-daughter pact to challenge each other to see who can make America cry more?
No, I've never operated that way myself, but certainly I've always challenged her to do the best work that she can.
I mean, I think also both of us as artists, I think it's important to reflect the times and do, have fun and make projects that are entertainment, but also that mean something and are really important. And we love to act, but we're also storytellers, and being part of important projects is even more important than just, a regular role or something like that. I think we both love projects that are challenging, but that are also very important.
Well, so now we asked each of you to choose a scene from your respective projects to sort of dive a little more deeply into and talk about the work. So Ron, I'm going to start with you. You chose a scene from the episode After the Fire, where Randall, played by Sterling K. Brown, envisions alternate versions of his past, and that includes a version where he gets to connect with his birth father, William, a lot earlier in his life. And in the scene you've selected, William tells a younger Randall about his birth mother and just how much he meant to William and Laurel.
I was wondering if you could tell me more about my biological mom.
Oh, well, you know the feeling you get when you take a sip of something hot? That was Laurel. She was a warm drink straight to your soul. She stopped using when she was pregnant, but right after you were born, old habits. She didn't make it. And me, I didn't know the first thing about raising the baby on my own. You were never not wanted. In fact, I wrote these for you a long time ago I never thought anyone else would see it besides me.
First off, just why did you choose the scene? Why is this the one you wanted to focus on today?
It was a turning point in Randall's life. So that scene became very important because it was the first time that I had to portray William through Randall's dream or idea in his therapy session. He was trying to explain or talk about what he felt would have been, what it would have been like if he would have seen his father or met his father at an earlier age. So my portrayal of William, I had never done that before, to portray William through Randall's eyes and Randall's consciousness. And that's what made the scene very difficult.
You also get to revisit the Poems for My Son, which has been something that's tugged at our heartstrings since the very beginning of the show. Was that emotional for you to revisit, or with it being through Randall's point of view, did you have to reshape your relationship to it in any way?
That particular moment, no, because we were already familiar with the book. All the other stuff that wasn't familiar, but the familiar stuff helped to make the scene full. You know what I mean? The other parts was, I had to keep referring to the writer and the director to remind me that it wasn't my specific interpretation, but Randall's interpretation. So I had to keep checking in on that. Like, William might do this, but Randall's vision of William might be doing this. And so we had to explore what that might be like too. That's what made it difficult. It was a very collaborative scene where you had to constantly be referring to the writer, who fortunately was there, and the director.
In addition to that sort of reframing of whose point of view it was also a chance for you to work with Milo Ventimiglia and Niles Fitch, which you've done very little with Milo, and you hadn't worked with Niles before. So how did that change the process or the challenge for you?
A brilliant young actor. Obviously, you know, I'm a fan of the show as well. When I'm not on it, I watch it anyway because I love those cats and I love the work that everybody does. So, including Miles. So I was thrilled. He's such a great kid and or young man, and I just had a lot of fun. And it was new. It was the newness of seeing Randall at that age and being in a scene with him. It was very joyful.
Now, Jasmine, over the last 4 years, your dad has quickly become one of America's favorite dads. What has that been like for you? Or is it weird? Is it fun to share him with all of us?
You know, it's so funny because I remember off Broadway and Dad being in the theater, and he would play these crazy, awesome like villains. You know, like in Titus Andronicus, and you know, Jesus Have the A Train, and you know, Lucius, and you know, they were incredible characters to play, but it was always like the villain. So to see him play this like emotional dad and everybody loves him and is crying, it's just awesome to see, you know.
Jasmine, we're going to switch over to your scene now, which is from early in the series.
In the scene, you basically kind of lay down the law here and demand the truth from your husband, Rayshawn, and want to get to the heart of why you're in this hostage situation that you found yourself in.
Tanisha! Get down!
Talk.
How's he holding up?
He just saw his father waving a gun. Bullets flying over our heads. What do you think?
I'm trying to keep us alive.
I am not a soldier under your command, Ray. I am your wife. And I need you to talk. Now.
What do you want me to say, huh? Tell me what you want me to say.
I want the truth.
They trying
talked me into a drug deal. I wasn't down with it. That's the truth.
Some cops you've never seen, never met, just magically walked up to you asking for drugs?
Well, so all of a sudden I want to build a drug empire under your nose?
Ray.
Huh? Because we got all the shit that comes with the drug game, right? Marble floors, jacuzzis, the beds outside. You believe in that bullshit now? God. I was gonna do what I had to do to make the rent, but I walked away.
They said you tried to kill a cop.
But what I'm saying...
Because you always tell the truth, right? I see that thirsty bitch down the hallway is pregnant. Is it yours?
What? What the fuck are you talking about? No!
But you don't know for sure, do you?
Taisha, why you gotta bring this bullshit up right now? Taisha. Todd.
So first, same question that I asked Ron. Why did you choose this scene? Why was this the one you wanted to focus on?
Well, I think it's one of the only times where you really get this grounded moment with her, and the tables have turned, and she really demands an answer. I mean, throughout like the whole beginning of the series, their windows are exploding, they're getting shot at, there's tear gas getting thrown in their house, and it's just so chaotic. And you get this moment of silence, and she's constantly asking, her husband, Rayshawn, for answers, and he's not giving it to her. So this is a moment where she really challenges him, and she's not yelling at him at all. It's such a great scene. She's so soft, but she's so stern.
Yeah. This scene also really starts to delve into the heart of what the show is about, which is wrongly accused Black men, police brutality, injustice, the relationship between police and marginalized communities. Obviously, this is something that has been going on for decades, and people have been trying to call attention to it and shine a light on it for years. But does it feel more emotional or more pertinent to be nominated when the show sort of has ended up being part of a moment where this is even more in the national conversation than it might have been previously?
Yeah, I mean, this is a story that's not so far away from me. This can happen to my father, this could happen to my cousins, my best friends, it could happen to me. And I didn't really have to dive into something and try to find this feeling. It's something I understand very much. And so I don't know, yes, to have this Emmy nomination is amazing, and it's like the cherry on top. But why I said yes to this project is so people understand and get a look into what these victims and their families go through. And I think that's more important than any award or any nomination.
I'm sure you're always proud of Jasmine, but as she pointed out at the beginning, she does seem to have a real knack for landing in projects that speak to our current moment or are in some way trying to foment change through art. Is that something that makes you even prouder, not to just see her chasing her dream, but also be participating in work like that?
Not only prouder, but as you know, in this business, that's not easy to do. You have to be willing to make certain sacrifices. The struggle is between money and consciousness. There are roles that are offered that you might not like, but they have a financial gain. And there are other times where your consciousness will lead you away from the money and into something more fulfilling. But as you know, Maureen, those roles don't always come up often. And that's why now younger generation are developing their own projects They're using the new technology to move forward and come out of this old design of success and starting to develop their own definition of what success is in this business within the Hollywood framework. And it's just a pleasure to watch her and many others like her, how that direction is going. And I'm thrilled about it. My mother, God rest her soul, she would be thrilled about it, who spent much of her life in the civil rights movement. So we have a history of being conscious. I've always taught my daughter about the diaspora and how she fits into all of this. So she's grown up with a consciousness, and I feel proud that she's carrying that legacy and with her intelligence and her power, as well as her beauty and her talent.
Oh, Dad.
It's the truth.
I know you guys were together in Dog Days a little bit, but do you have plans to work together again, or is that something that's on your to-do list?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it for sure, and I think eventually we'll find something, but we always love to work together and act with each other, and it's awesome and it's fun, and sure, there'll definitely be something on the line.
Yeah, it'll be revealed.
If either of you win, what are your plans to celebrate? I mean, I think you're on opposite sides of the country, but hopefully some champagne, a phone call. What are you thinking?
Yeah. I don't know what we'll do, but it'll definitely start with a phone call, for sure. And hopefully, you know, when time allows us, we can see each other and properly celebrate together face to face.
I think
But
that's
definitely a phone call for sure. A FaceTime.
The only unfortunate part about it is that I can't actually give her a hug right now. To be honest with you, I know it sounds cliche-ish, but we've already won.
No.
Right here, you know what I mean? That would be like putting icing on an already very, very, very sweet cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And I'm only speaking that also as a parent. I mean, what else could you ask for? God couldn't have blessed me more. I mean, the win is right here, talking with you, with my daughter. That's beyond winning.
Oh. Well, cheers to that, and congratulations to you both. Congrats on the nomination. Jasmine, congrats on what has been a crazy summer for you. And thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Marie,
Thank
you're the
you.
tops. You're the tops. Thanks so much for having
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
The feeling's mutual.
us.